Alright guys, so today we're doing Evaluation 7 Part 2. This is basically an analysis of our first cut. It shows us what we've established from our preliminary and now what we've learned from this in order to make our final cut. So we're just going to run you through the things we changed and maybe kept the same.
Well, first of all, straight away we changed the Warner Bros part because we thought it was a bit unnecessary, so we just changed it about and used a different start.
So there's a big difference obviously between that and our final cut, and that is these gaps are actually filled. Because we didn't have enough footage and we didn't really know how we were going to develop our story, we just put in blank spaces in our first cut, just to give us a bit of structure so we know what to do for our final cut. This worked quite well for when we eventually get on to analysing our final cut.
In these scenes as well, we also changed the filter on it because we thought that this filter was a bit plain. We thought if we added another filter, it would enhance the scene more, make it a bit more appealing for the audience.
Right there we would have added, for when we actually get the footage, when the door's shut, there's going to be sound effects added. Obviously in this first cut there's no sound effects because there's no footage, but we felt the sound effects, obviously, once we didn't have really the right equipment to capture the sound, putting in the effects worked quite well, just to fill the gaps. And there as well, we increased the volume of the radio because we just couldn't really hear it. That was just another little problem.
Here we added some more shots like that so we could get a more overall appearance to the audience of what the scenery was like and where the character was placed.
Things like that, we could obviously put in focus pulls in the shot in the final cut. There's one which shows phones, obviously that has connotations to give us more of an idea, and obviously this could show meaning to the storyline. Obviously phones are bad. So there we go.
Here again we just sped up the shots a little bit, so it was a bit, before it was a bit drawn out, there didn't really need to be that long of a shot, so we just sped it up a bit to make it a bit more quick edit and get the tension a bit more upbeat.
For the bit where Chris is walking obviously up to Bill, we use skills we learned from our preliminary to obviously match the action and give it a bit of a flow, and adding on Bill's, we made each shot length about 2 to 4 seconds. This gave the clip a bit more speed to it. Obviously we wanted it to be fluid, we wanted it to be quick, and obviously allowed us to fit more footage in. So.
This shot here was obviously a big gap difference between the lighting before and the lighting now, and again when we added our other shots in, what we took, the lighting even after as well was a lot brighter, so we had to crop this bit out and we replaced it with another shot in our final cut, what we thought was actually a bit better as well. It made a bit more sense.
That was a big decision to cut Caitlin's bit, but we had to do it to keep continuity.
Yeah, cut out.
Luckily we had another scene shot of Bill opening a boot from about that direction, and luckily it was a lot lighter. Also, where I've tried to make it lighter, it gives it this really blurred effect, and obviously that's just not good enough for us, so
Yeah.
it was a good decision to cut that out in the end.
In that previous shot of Ryan running as well, initially we was going to try and enhance it a bit with a slow-mo effect, but we found out that when we actually edited it and added the slow-mo to it, it kind of blurred it out a bit, so we had to kind of take that out a bit and just left it normal as it was.
Just before there it said Bill comes around the corner in a car. We completely scrapped the ending we had planned because just getting a car was too much hassle, and obviously we had a minimal amount of time left. We just had to figure out an alternative ending and do it, and that's what we did in our final cut, and it actually probably looks better because I'm not sure how we would have tackled getting the lighting right, because obviously the whole clip before it was quite bright and the car wouldn't have its headlights on. And like here with the ending bit, we made the font red. Obviously red's got connotations of danger and blood. We just felt as if it stood out a bit more. Obviously we used the red font for the poster, so we had to get matching. And that's about it for our first cut.
Yeah, and just one more thing as well. When we was recording our Premier League, we kind of messed it up a bit, and we had to go back and we had to record again. So from that, we learnt when we was recording our actual film, we learnt to take more shots than we actually needed. So, for example, when the car scene we had to cut out, the fact that we took more shots than we needed meant that we could easily just replace it and continue and add continuity to our film.